Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this reading is for Wednesday, November 4th, 2020. So 3 cards to show us whatever it is that we need to know to grow and evolve and heal. And as always, I set the intention for these readings to be timeless because I'm always reading from spiritual law, and you can go back and watch old videos and still get good messages. Okay, so with the Two of Swords reversed as the theme, so we have the Ace of Cups, Two of Swords reversed, and the Seven of Swords reversed. So for this to be the theme in the center, this has us in a position of indecision. I mean, you know, when she's straight up, and it is just she pretty much on all the cards. So I believe that the big message there is about having a need, you know, for the real need to go inside and trust your intuition rather than coming from your head. Because if you see the image here, you can even glean that the mental realms can have you spinning and tied up, you know, tied up with too many messages and just thinking from our head. So the key is to always drop inside and know that, you know, every decision is a little bit of a test. And sometimes we don't have all the information that we need in order to decide what to, you know, which way to go. So there's nothing wrong with being in that realm of indecision. It can sometimes be information overload as well. And because, of course, this is coming up the day after the election, I think that there will be a lot of, you know, TMI, right? So too much information, and it could cause confusion. It could also have us witnessing cheating and, you know, lying, outright lying, because sometimes when it's reversed, it can be, you know, someone lying. So, but if it's for, you know, because with so many people watching, it can be many, many different things, something different for each one of us. But one of the inner, you know, messages with the Two of Swords reversed has to do with taking your time to make a decision that comes from your heart and, you know, the deeper recesses of your being, and not just your head. That when we make a decision coming from the question, the deeper question of, you know, what is it that we really want? Because if this is just personally for you and it doesn't have anything to do with politics, which, you know, may very well be the case, or you may be watching this way after the election, and the message there is to, oftentimes you can get inside what you really want by making a list of like pros and cons. Because of course here, you know, we can't make a decision, or we're thinking too much. And like I said, information overwhelm. But when you stop and you try to get inside the simple truth inside of you, you're always going to be led back to, what is it that I really want? And then, so you can get out a big pad of paper and write that at the top, like, what do I really want? And if you don't know what you want, that's okay too. You're in the process of finding out, of discovering what it is that you really want. But to get there, you have to trust your heart, and you have to trust what you love. So getting inside of what opens your heart and what you truly love is always going to be the best, you know, the best course to follow. So on one side of the paper, you could write down all the things that you love, and then on the other side, you could write down the things that you just absolutely do not want to do. Like if this has to do with looking for a new job or some new creation, writing down what you like and what you do not, that can help. And what you want to experience and what you don't want to experience, because maybe in the past you have experienced something. Or it can be the past and the future, in the past of what you don't want and the future of what you do want. I always tend to see the past as left and future as to the right. But you can also go with like past, present, and future. You can do it that way. And you can draw your own cards for whatever the situation is. But most of all, the message here is to what is it that opens your heart? Because that's the right way to go in those times when you can't decide. And then let your highest self inspire you. And then in the future, with the Seven of Swords reversed, you won't have to go back and try to, like stitch things up that didn't work out from the past. With this, when the Seven of Swords is reversed, that has us breaking free most of the times from something that had us kind of caught, and you don't want to be in that caught place anymore. So what can happen is that you can move past that by getting inside of what you really, really want. So a lot of people move through life in a place of thinking that life is just all about whatever it is that life brings them, and it's nothing more than that. And they don't understand that you create your own reality. We each create our own reality, our own realities, and that is by whatever beliefs are inside that are, that's that process of like self-perpetuation. That is the force of movement, the forces of motion in our lives. It comes from the sum total of all of our beliefs, and that's whether we're conscious of them or not. So if we're still in an unconscious realm of some false belief that's spinning around, we have to get in touch with it first of all. We have to understand what the false belief is, and then open up to a whole new reality. Like maybe I can take the blindfold off and open up to something new, right? Maybe I don't have to go through life thinking I have to get away with something and I'm going to forget something I left behind and that I'm a victim and I'm all alone. Maybe that's a lie, because it is. It is. It truly is. But we have to go through those times of indecision where we don't know what we want to help us get in touch with what we want, because that is the process of empowerment. The process of empowerment is knowing that you create your own reality and you can make adjustments every step of the way. If you've created something that you don't like, you can very well, uncreate it and recreate something new. So again, with the Seven of Swords reverse, we're in that realm of, mental challenges, and this is also mental challenges. So to let go of the head, focus on the heart, and then break free. You can truly break free of the mental challenges. That's why this card is here, to remind us that it's just a spin that was created from the past. And the past probably was, it was probably a form of, survival to get through a very challenging time in our childhood, or teenage years growing up, when we didn't have control over our lives because, we were under the realm of our parents or some authority figure, some other authorities over us. And what we do is we, as children, we latch on to the authority figures because they are our only means of survival. So of course we're going to do what they believe, grow up and believe what they're believing, unless we don't. I definitely saw my mom do all kinds of things that I knew weren't the right. I knew it was the opposite way to go. So I used her as a gauge to see which way not to do things. And many of you may have that same dynamic going on. So that's okay too. But for the most part, just to break free of any false belief that's especially just mentally in there. And you can do that with the power of your heart. The power of your heart is unbelievably magnetic. There are many studies out there that shows the magnetic frequency of the heart within the body. Like it's the major organ of that emanates a certain vibration, and of course it always opens and it can change, and it can clear out. It can clear out the painful past. The more you find the false beliefs and then feel the pain and release them and love yourself through it. I always say just love yourself through it. Then you'll be able to clear it out and create something brand new. So this card has, the Ace of Cups has everything to do with being compassionate with yourself. And yes, emotional, reactive patterns that come up from the past, they can be overwhelming sometimes, but you can just breathe. Take a lot of deep breaths and just relax and, exhale and let it go. Whatever needs to go, just let it go with your breath. Just clear it out. And you can create an entire new reality. Entirely new, something entirely new, just the way you want it to be. And you can continue on, because when you've got that benign circle of love and abundance open within your being, within your heart and your body and your core, you continue to create anew every day. And you continue to notice the little places where you don't want to make a decision yet that can keep you stuck, because to not make a decision is still a decision. But when you're going through those times of, tests and decisions, you don't want to just do something because you think that's what other people want you to do. You want to make sure that the decision is coming from your deeper inner being. And then from there, you won't have to deal with any more mental challenges. You will have broken free. So that's wonderful. I love seeing that. Let me draw one more card from the Spirit Animal Oracle and see what else. Yeah. Spider Spirit says, make your dreams real. That's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, just the way spiders, they create their whole web, what a beautiful, or what another beautiful way to give voice to the fact that we create our own realities, just like spiders do. And they start from the center and they leap and they hook and then leap over and hook and they keep going. And it shows us, it teaches us that truth that it's an inside job. Everything works from the inside out. Even healing. I mean, even if you have to have surgery or you have to get sewn up, ultimately, everything inside heals back together from the inside out. That's really beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I have for today, and I thank you for listening, and welcome you back next time. Okay. Take care. Bye.